every single pop artist since Say So came out is trying to release a Say So. And I feel like Espresso is the Say So of this album. You can even go on, you can go on YouTube and literally just type in Sabrina Carpenter Espresso Say So. And you'll just see multiple remixes of it. People just like remixing the songs or mixing the songs. So I think that Doja Cat did every pop girl a massive favor. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Album Mode Podcast. It's Démar Grant, aka King Grant, aka The Bunny. And we're back without my esteemed co-host and co-creator, Adriel Smiley. It's just me today, solo. You know, we have these sound bites, we have the deluxe, and I think I'm going to call these maybe the bootleg, album mode bootlegs, where it's just a solo. Adriel is unavailable at this time, and I've been wanting to do one of these solo for a little bit, just to see what it's like. So I'm here reviewing Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet, one of those albums that I was really concerned, or maybe concerned is the wrong word, maybe interested in the idea of Sabrina Carpenter as like a full main pop girl, like the idea that she could even sustain something that level of like pop fandom that warrants talking about on the Album Mode Podcast. Sabrina Carpenter, been aware, heard her previous album before this one, and now hearing this one, I was just curious on whether or not is it even worth it? Is it even warranted? I think that Sabrina Carpenter is one of those artists where she has been simmering. Probably one of the most anonymous pop stars I can remember in a while. I think that we were talking about Tinashe on the previous, I think we were doing a deluxe. She kind of reminds me of Tinashe in that way, where it's like always on the periphery, always known about Sabrina Carpenter, heard her previous albums, all that good stuff, and just hasn't gotten to that point yet where I'm like, we should be talking about this. And I think that Short and Sweet, she has arrived at that point now where I'm like, okay, we need to be talking about her music. She dropped Espresso earlier this year. And I would consider it probably one of the songs of the summer, next to $1 Million Baby and next to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. And then she dropped the song Please Please Please, which was the second single. And I think that she's finally I would say finally arrived to Gen Pop. People in Gen Pop actually care about Sabrina Carpenter as an artist. Short and Sweet, I believe, is her 6th album. She did an interview recently where she said this is actually she feels as though this is her sophomore project because she feels more of a complete artist now. So whether or not you want to believe Sabrina Carpenter or just want to count the normal album numbers, this is either the 6th album or the 2nd album from Sabrina Carpenter. I think that this is one of those albums that is going to be memorable, mostly because of the singles. Obviously, Please 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 is a hot track, just like for the general audience, and obviously Espresso is a huge deal. And I think that Please 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 is one of those songs where I got to a point where I get why everybody loves it, but I don't get why it's like has this crazy acclaim. But yeah, so this album, I think that one of the best parts about it is Sabrina's songwriting. I think Sabrina wants to, like, leading up to this album, I think she's wanted to be a songstress for a while. I think she really cares about what her vocals sound like, what the songwriting is like. I think that on her previous albums, she was getting to this point of almost becoming like a cookie cutter pop star. Her music was like very cookie cutter, bro. Like, and I think that some of the tracks on this album now are still in that cookie cutter sphere where she cannot escape wanting to make like pop country. Like, she wants to make pop country music so badly. I'm just kind of taken aback by the draw for it. Like, I understand wanting to have like a specific like space or production space or a certain style for your music, but pop country, cool. Like, you can get tons of radio play doing pop country, but she was getting to a space where it was getting overwritten. Like, I felt like she was focusing so much on her songwriting and what her songs were about, that what the songs sounded like was starting to suffer. But I think on Short and Sweet, she was starting to hit like a happy medium. One of the songs that I really, 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 really liked was "Don't Smile." Right. This is just even in the chorus. I know it's album mode, and it's album mode. We like choruses. We like talking about the choruses, hooks. But in the chorus, it says, "Don't smile because it happened, baby. Cry because it's over." I love her vocals on that. Very like washed out and dreamy. You're supposed to think about me every time you hold her. Don't smile because it happened, baby. Cry because it's over. And she repeats it. I think that is probably one of her best hooks, just in the sense that it also carries like the rest of the song. Sabrina's music on this album is basically, it's relationship based. All relationships, every aspect of a relationship is being like broken down and like, you know, analyzed and sung about by her. I think that she is dedicated to the lyrics being cheeky, 100%. A lot of the lyrics are very cheeky. I think that she's dedicated to her song sounding very funny also, and then she's like really dedicated to it. Like, she's really driving home how trash the people that she dates are. I think that there's so many times that she talks about or sings about how trash dudes are around her, and then she has a song like Juno that is literally explicitly about having a child or convincing a dude to have a child with her. So there's this there's this dichotomy in her music. I mean, The Weeknd makes music that is similar to this, I would say, from the opposite perspective, and the music sounds great. And I would say it's making for better songwriting in her music. I'm just like, yo, we need to be making better choices out here. The Weeknd and Sabrina Carpenter need to be making better choices. So there's that. I think there's another song, Taste, right? This is one of those where I would say cheeky, but also sinister. Again, she's coming for everybody in every relationship, every aspect of it. She's coming for it. I think that this sequence here, I think it's in the first verse, where it's like, well, I heard you're back together, and if that's true, you'll have to taste me when he's kissing you. If you want forever, I bet you do. Just know you'll taste me too. That shit is evil, bro. That shit is evil. That's some evil shit right there. But I think that it's great. I think her toxicity is, I would say, high. The level, the pH level. pH level is going crazy right now. And I think that her songwriting is really good, really strong on this entire album. Like, you can go from, you know, song like even Good Graces, Sharpest Tool. I don't love Sharpest Tool that much, but I think, you know, the songwriting is fantastic. You know, there's always relationship drama. There's always relationship drama. There's always situationship drama. She's coming at it from every angle. So I like that. I think that the biggest flaw with this album is the production. Okay, I think there's songs like Espresso. First of all, let's talk about Espresso real quick. Shout out to Doja Cat dropping Say So. I feel like every single pop artist since Say So came out is trying to release a Say So. And I feel like Espresso is the Say So of this album. You can even go on YouTube and literally just type in Sabrina Carpenter Espresso Say So, and you'll just see multiple remixes of it. People just like remixing the songs or mixing the songs. So I think that Doja Cat did every pop girl a massive favor by dropping Say So, because everybody just took that, even Dua Lipa to a degree. They just took that, like, those I would say that like that 90s styles guitar and the groove that comes with it, and it's also, but it's still got this like this like electric pace to it, and they basically been like, how do I spin that like an extra 2 degrees so that it's my song and not Say So, and also not being able to rap as well as Doja Cat. Singing is debatable. And how do I spin that like a couple of degrees and a couple of degrees and a couple of degrees to make it more like what I want to do, or make it sound like me and not like a complete copy of her. But I'm seeing through it. I see through it. I don't know if other people who listen to pop music are noticing that. They have to, because it's so obvious. It's so obvious when you listen to this track and you listen to the Doja Cat Say So track that it's just like another degree to the left. Like, it's a couple of degrees, counterclockwise, and then you're hearing Say So. So I think the production is it's up and down, because you have a song like Bedcam, which is basically, I feels like it's like 90s pop R&B, like a Mariah Carey vibe, and I think it sounds really good, right? I think it sounds really good. But then you have these two songs I'm like, I can't deal with it anymore. Coincidence and Sharpest Tool. I think these pop country tracks, I know that she must want to be recognized in the sphere, because she keeps trying to do these almost like sung ballad pop country tracks. It ain't working. It sounds too generic, and even though her songwriting is, I would consider strong, is not strong enough that it's not strong enough to negate how generic and how regular and how average that production sound is, right? Like, you need to do pop country really well, you got to be either an immaculate singer, or your songwriting, you got to be coming up with the Odyssey in your fucking lyrics. That's the only way that you can really get it over right now. Because I think it's such a well explored sound. So many classics made in pop country. There's so many just like songs you just hear on the daily that are pop country, that if you're gonna make a pop country song, it needs to stand out in a really distinct way. And the same thing is on Please. Like, I don't like Please. I think that Please is probably is gonna end up being the most popular track out of this album. But I think it's regular, bro. Like, it sounds so regular. I think her songwriting in it is really good, where she's like basically pleading with the guy that she's dating to like not embarrass her, like, whenever she does shit. I think that it's really good in that sense. Again, it maintains like a whole sequence throughout the entire album of like this relationship, these relationships kind of being really messy, but it sounds regular, bro. This is department store music, man. Like, this is stuff you're going to Shoppers Drug Mart, you're going to like a Publix, wherever you're watching this from or listening to this from, you're going to your grocery store, and this is playing over the speakers. And to me, that's the biggest issue with music like that, is like, you're making music now that is less art and more a vehicle of consumption. You're making music where people are like, I'm buying things, right? I'm not here to buy things. I'm here to listen to the music, and whether or not it's good or whether or not it sounds good, just like to listen to. You know what I mean? Like, that's my problem. I think the drums are simple. I just think the guitar is simple. I think it's just simple. It's just simple. It's too simple for you to be making interesting songs like a Taste. Right, Taste is a simple, like, I think Taste is good, Bed Charm is good, Espresso, obviously, Juno is, it's fun. The songwriting's carrying Juno, and Don't Smile, like, getting your Mariah Carey bag, bro. Ariana Grande's been farming the Mariah Carey bag for like a decade, so you can hop in there too, because I think that Sabrina Carpenter's music is much more danceable. There's more pace on when it comes to her music. Tempos, the BPM is up, right? So I think that is the biggest issue for me, is the production. I think the songwriting is good. I think her singing is phenomenal. Her singing on Please is so beautiful. It's got this it's so beautiful. It's got this I don't know. It's got this like uplifting effect on it. It's really good. I think even on Bedcam it's good. I don't know. I think her singing is solid. I definitely not something that I'm writing home about, because again, if you're gonna be like a pop country artist, like a huge one, singing's got to be really good. The songwriting's gonna be really good. I think aesthetically overall, there's an issue of like not knowing what her sound is. Right now, she's kind of like a coin, right? And you kind of flip in a coin to see which version of her that you get. And I think there's a version that people like more than she does, and are kind of propelling her to stardom in a way that she wishes was happening to a different side of her music. So there's a little bit of an aesthetic imbalance that is happening. I think the flow is Okay, the album cover. I don't understand what is happening on this album cover, because it's supposed to be sultry, it's supposed to be sexy. She's looking over the shoulder, but why is there a lipstick mark on her shoulder? It's one of those things you look at it and you're just like, oh yeah, what, it's totally, I think it's a good picture of her. I think it's like captured her eyes really well. Like her eyes really like stand out in the photo. But if you really think about the album art, you're like, wait, whose lipstick mark is that? From who? To who, So the album art didn't fully get there for me. Is it a no skips? It is definitely not a no skips. I think it's one of those albums where you can easily skip around. Very easily can be skipped around inside of. You can kind of just jump around. There's no like narrative, because I think every song is encapsulated. They're kind of like vignettes, which is a good thing. But there is not like a audio through line that is happening that you have to listen to it in sequence. It's not like a narrative through line where you have to listen to it in sequence. It's kind of just every song kind of exists on it. There's some that exist in one zone, some that exist in another zone, but very skippable. If you don't like one version of Sabrina Carpenter, then you'll like the other. Is it a vinyl cop? I would say no. I hate to break it to everybody, but I don't think it's a vinyl cop. I think it's one of those albums that it's cool that it exists. And I think ultimately it's good for her career, because she's on now. She's on. She has spent 9 years trying to get on. Eyes Wide Open, her first ever album was in 2015. It is now 2024, people. People actually care. People are actually listening to the music. It's actually having an impact. Again, Espresso is one of the 3 songs of the summer, one of the 4 songs of the summer. Depends on how you feel about Chappell Roan and Kendrick Lamar, and how you feel about Tommy Richmond, and how you feel about Charlie XCX, really. But it's one of the songs of the summer, and people are actually streaming Please, 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 even though I feel like it's the worst song, one of the worst songs on the entire album. Yeah. So I think it's all right. I think it's all right. I think that this is kind of like what a textbook pop album is like, or used to be like, where the single is huge. We love the single. Single's massive. Couple of good tracks inside. Then we're trying to experiment with stuff, trying to flex the songwriting muscles. The songwriting works. Production is a mistake. The production is a mistake. I think that she needs to get to a point where you gotta relent. You gotta let go. you gotta let go of the. You have to let go of the pop country thing. It's not working. It's not working. It didn't work up until now, right? Then you get to the album, you deviate. As soon as you deviate, the songs are immediately better. Her songwriting on the songs that I would consider more of like a centrist pop or like a electro pop, right? Those are way better. They're just better. They're just better. I don't know really what else to say. They're just better. They flow better. The hooks they catch better. Her songwriting, she's able to bring a pop style of songwriting to it where there's still a story. The songs all still have a story, and the songs are catchy. Bedchem's a good song, bro. Bedchem is a really, really good song. I think that, even the fact that she had like record scratches in it and stuff like that, like that is stuff that, frankly, you're not hearing a record scratch in a pop country track. You know what I mean? You're not gonna hear the audio cut out and then you still have her vocals going on a pop country track, really. So hopefully she'll be able to dial in on that pop R&B space of her music, because that is the best part of whatever she's doing. Take a look at the Mariah Carey textbook, read it, memorize it, and start working on your own shit, because that's where she is right now. So yeah, I think this is 6 out of 10. I think it's a 6 out of 10. Songwriting is really good. The production is wishy-washy. It's up and down. I think that her vocals are really good, singing's really good. Songwriting, again, it's just, I just want to stress, like, songwriting is really strong. Underrated. I think I underrated how good of a songwriter she was leading into this. I thought that she was just more of a, this is a little bit more rudimentary, but I'm seeing stories. I'm seeing, you know, cheeky lyrics. I'm seeing you sneak subliminals. You know, I'm seeing that, and I didn't think that she was that type of artist. That's it for me. I think it's a 6 out of 10. No, it's not a Vinyl Cop. I'm sorry. And it's very skippable. Lots of skippable songs on it. But as a 6 out of 10, it's above average. You know, and if you're a pop artist and you're dropping a song that is or you're dropping a project that is a 6 out of 10, people are blasting the single. People are blasting the single, bro. Espresso's going crazy right now. Please, going crazy right now. If you are a pop artist and you can get 2 songs, people are just going crazy, going number 1, the album going number 1. Doesn't matter if it's a 6 or a 9. I don't think Sabrina Carpenter cares if it's a 6 or a 9. Well, maybe in her lyrics she does, but yeah. So it's a 6 out of 10. Thank you everybody for listening to Album Mode, the bootleg. We're just doing one person. Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Album Mode Pod, Twitter at Album Mode Pod. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at Album Mode Pod. At Album Mode. We're just Album Mode on TikTok. We got there. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. I think that this is one of many. I think there's gonna be more solos on YouTube, audio. It's gonna be fun. We'll sort out what it looks like in the background in the next video. In the next couple of videos, the background will look different. That's for sure. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in, and make sure you know yourself and know your worth. Later days.